Right, hello everyone. I just felt what I wanted to do was to go over some more drawing techniques. I do think jumping you straight into your still life group has been a bit challenging, working at home, and I thought I would start off by getting us all to do a wine bottle. Now, the reason I've chosen a wine bottle is because it's really quite challenging to do, and if you manage to do really well at drawing it out and applying tone to it, then basically you can do anything after that, because it's full of different shapes, it's full of ellipses, and it's also full of lots of different tone, and it is particularly challenging to make something look like glass. And so the techniques and skills that you will develop from this will support you in your own still lifes. Ideally, if you've got a wee ruler, this will help you with it. If you don't, please don't panic too much about it. But I'm going to use a wee ruler just to help as a guide, so that I can try and keep this as symmetrical as possible. There is obviously the top of the bottle, and there is the base of the bottle, and then everything in between. My suggestion for you would be is to start at the top and to begin by just simply drawing the outline of the bottle to various points. So in the image example I've given you, it's got a number of points that we can use as guides to help us draw the shape of it. We've got the bottle neck and how that then comes out. Again, you can draw a line lightly across as a guide. And then we can start to think about the top of the bottle and then down. And in fact, actually, I think I should make this bottle a wee bit longer. So actually, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to bring it down. I might actually just bring it down towards the base of the page. Now, I'm not going to finish there because I'm going to have to put the curve in at some point. So I just know that the line's going to be here. Now, you can do two things. You can measure with your eye, or you can measure physically if you want with a ruler. So I'll just show you the measuring with a ruler first of all. So roughly 3 centimetres is what's happening here. Okay, judging with my eye, not measuring, but just sort of trying to get the shape. And one tip for you would be to turn it upside down. That'll help you get the shape of what this is supposed to be. Try and get it as close to identical on both sides as possible. We're coming up. Okay, I'm just roughly checking that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now, what this bottle is needing is the ellipses. Now, an ellipse is just quite simply curves. Okay, now the bottle shouldn't be straight at the bottom, it is on an ellipse, and so I'm going to very carefully draw in my first ellipse from one side to the other. Okay, like that. I'm then going to use that to help me work out. In this particular drawing, you can see yourself, there's a raised bit of glass. Alright, so we're just going to put that in on both sides, making sure again that it's nice and equal and evenly split. We've then also got our label to consider. Now, the depth of the curve of the label should be the same on both sides. So what I mean by that is, if you were to draw a line straight across, however depth you did it from here to here should be the same for here to here. Okay, so if it's not, you need to fix it. And then as it gets to the top, turn that round. Okay, and this part is the angle of this bottle changes direction. Okay, and then as we get up here, starting to see that, followed by the curves going up the way on this particular bottle. Bottle lid fanning out. Okay, and so we've got our nice ellipse shaped bottle. We double check we're happy with everything. I just want to sort of round the edges off as we get down to the bottom here. Not too happy with this label here, so I'm just going to fix that a little bit to mimic what's happened down here. Yeah. Happier with that. Okay, so now we're going to start with our tone. Now, to make it look like glass, the trick is draw all the shapes that you can see inside the bottle. Okay, so that is the tricks. So I'm just going to do the base, all right, and that's all I'm going to demonstrate for you today is the base, and I want you to try and do the full drawing. If we look at the base here, and again using our 5 points of the tonal scale, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, making sure 5 is our darkest area, 1's left completely white, 4 again moving my hand higher up, 3 moving it higher up again, 2 as light as I can make it, so that you've got a full range of tone to work with. So looking at the base of this, I can see quite a lot of number 5s. That definitely need to be put in. So number 4's right next to it. And again, working your pencil lines really close together. Making sure you have those obvious lines of reflections in it. There's number 2's at the bottom here, so I'm just trying to be really light. Because next to it there's a number 3. Again, just take my time. And there's some really obvious number 1's, so I'm going to make sure I've got them on show. So my 3's, 4's. Again, just taking my time, really thinking about when the tone changes, this bit really needing to make it nice and light. Okay, so I'm just sharpening up some of the edges. Around here, really getting some of those exaggerated shadows. And this is what's really going to make it look like glass. Now, if you continue that throughout the rest of the bottle and look at those careful shapes and get all those reflections in, really exaggerate the tone, I guarantee you'll produce a bottle that you're really pleased with. So what I would like you to do for your first activity this week is to do the wine bottle. So that would be for your first period. And for the second period that you would have art and design, I would like you to then work into your still life drawing from your investigation works, and I'm hoping that the skills you develop here will transfer across naturally into those. I just felt that you needed a wee bit more support with that, some of you, than just jumping in and doing it, in terms of really thinking carefully about the placement of tone and reflections. Okay, so this first, and then your still life investigative drawings for the next period. Okay, thank you.